Hi guys, my name is Anga and I make random videos. So today I actually thought I would talk about university finances and how much exactly it is to get a degree in South Africa. And yeah, let's break it down like this. In the 5 years that I've been here, my tuitions altogether are the academic charges. That means my courses, copyright, all those things, notes, computer facilities, all of those things amounted to 235,302. All of that amounts to 6,353 just for societies and clubs. Obviously, I've made poor decisions that we can see. This is the most expensive part of the statement, and that is on the housing charges. So this include res meal, res accommodation over the 5 years, and altogether that amount 3,204,153 rands 94 cents. That is effing expensive. That is effing expensive. And then I wanted us guys to look at the payments. That is how I've had to pay. But before we do that, I want to speak about how privileged I was coming to Wits, because I came to Wits in a time of business fall. So obviously my parents could have not afforded me to be here for 5 years. But there's been a lot of payments here and there that were not us. So in first year, I did not get full coverage of nsfas, just because, as you guys know, middle class, or what we've called the missing gap, wasn't covered in nsfas during that time. So it was relatively more difficult to get funding, and so my mom had to pay a lot. So my mom have had to pay more than 70,000. I'm just gonna leave that there, because so on the 26th of August 2016, the undergrad nsfas general funding paid. So in first year, nsfas only paid 31,000. So 31,000 out of 90 something, close to 100K was not enough. So my mom had to pay the 60,000. 2017, the DHET, which is the Department of Higher Education, kept funding, which is 6,000. And then on the 13th of July 2017, Old Mutual. So if you guys remember, Old Mutual in 2017 donated 1 million to vets to pay kids' fees, tuition fee only, and I was one of the beneficiaries, and that gave me 42,843, which is exactly how much my tuition was in that year. So that was a huge relief, because that was around the time where we were thinking of getting another loan, which was going, you have to guys think about the 70,000, and I couldn't get student loans. So that 70,000 had to come from my mom's personal loans, and that does financially changes the dynamic of a household. So that was bad. And then let's see, 2017. Okay, so 2017 nsfas general. So 2017 nsfas paid 39,000, which is way better than 31,000. So, and then the DHT funding. So then fast forward to 2018, the DHET paid 9,000, better than 6,000. And nsfas, if you guys remember, it was the year in that December, the previous December, 2017 December, where the former president of South Africa, Zuma, wanted to sway the votes of the ANC for Nkosazana Zuma. So he decided to make education free in the country, which, yeah, is a victory for business for, but also we are very much realistic and also very much aware of the fact that our country cannot afford free education, and very much aware that at some point that system is going to crash. So I guess the fight for free education is not over, but it was such a relief for people like me, because it meant that we could carry on. So that's how I paid my third year. Most of it came through nsfas. But to honors, which is 2019, I had the postgrad Nedbank AA2 Community Trust. Yeah, they paid 112, which was, and then there was the NRF, and then there was the DHET gap funding. That puts us, so in average my education will cost me 564k and some change. That's more than $500,000. So fees must fall is not a joke. Fees are expensive, accommodation is expensive, food is expensive. I've been lucky to have people to pay for me and also to have come to the university at the time of fees must fall, because that contributed heavily on me being able to stay at this university. But I also do believe that the fight is not over, because fees, the nsfas program is, as it is, failing, and it is going to fail eventually, because education is not free, and the more we are expecting universities to level up, and that means becoming the kind of university that's needed in 21st century in terms of skills, in terms of, and all those things, the expenses are going to go up, and that means that we have to keep paying up. Do I think the money I've paid at Wits is worth it for a Wits degree? I think if you want to go to corporate, yes. If you have no interest of going to corporate like me, no. And I have my reasons why, especially I'm speaking specifically for the courses that I took, which obviously, as you guys seen, it's competition and applied maths, pure maths, economics. So that first, second, third year, and also a combination of those in honors, and now just maths and masters. So I wouldn't say the amount of money is worth any of those degrees. Actually, no. Unless you want to go to corporate. Because if you want to go to corporate, Wits University degrees are currently very valued in the country. So that does guarantee you some sort of a higher salary than an average graduate in the country. So I guess that does pay off in that sense. But if you have no interest in actually going to a higher institution into corporate, then I would myself say it's not worth it. So if you are coming to university and you are paying for yourself, I hope that helps you a little bit to understand the fee structure and how much money you may be expected to pay. But obviously there are ways that you can mitigate those expenses, like res accommodation is relatively more expensive than outside, but res accommodation comes with privileges such as a better paying plan. But anyways, thank you guys for checking this video out. Make sure to subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and thank you. Bye.